Not again. Oh, this ain't supposed to happen to me.
What's good, y'all? It's your man James Doré, and right now it gives me great pleasure to introduce y'all the Melody.
Never thought I'd be in love like this. When I look at you, my mind goes on a trip. Then you came in and knocked me on my face. Feels like a memories, but I love you in first place. I never thought I'd fall for you as hard as I did. And you got me thinking about our life, our house and kids. Yeah, every morning I look at you and smile. So boy, you came around and you knocked me down, knocked me down. Sometimes love comes around and it knocks you down. Just get back up when it knocks you down, knocks you down. Sometimes love comes around and it knocks you down. Just get back up when it knocks you down, knocks you down.
I never thought I'd hear myself say, y'all go ahead. I think I'm gonna kick it with my girl today. I used to be commander-in-chief for my pimp, flying high. Till I met this pretty little miss who shot me out the sky. Got to know I'm crashing, don't know how it happened, but I know it feels so damn good. Said if I could go back and make it happen faster, don't you know I would, baby, if I could. Miss independent to the fullest, alone, never too much. She helping me, but she shot me the bullet back into that life. I swear to you, the pimping me just died.